Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to Roma Theory. It's a special one today. It's a special one. You can tell from that number over there. Roma Theory has reached 10,000 subscribers. I'm gonna keep it short because I could go on here forever to thank everybody and to describe this moment. But it's look, maybe for some people it doesn't look like a big number, but trust me when I say that this is all I ever wanted. This is all that 8-year-old me ever wished for. Getting a camera and making people laugh is all I ever wanted. And seeing this channel reach 10,000 subscribers is crazy to me. I would have never even imagined this. Um, I just love what I'm doing. I just love it, and I love creating content and sharing this passion with you guys. I love every single one of you guys. I want to just kiss you all. I can't. So I want to thank everybody who sent texts today. Yeah, like DMs on Instagram, and like everyone who tunes in every night, everybody who smashed the like button on the video. I need to thank so many of you guys, and I can't. All of the people who recognize me at the stadium. It's just incredible. It is just incredible. I'm extremely proud of myself, but I know that without you guys, this wouldn't have been possible. It's great. It gives me even more will to continue, and hopefully this is only the beginning. So again, thank you everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's get into this. It's your weekly talk. Let's talk about this. Obviously, we're coming from not a great week. Defeat against Slavia and 0-0 in the derby. It could have been a better week. It isn't a better week. It has resulted in a poor week. And we're going into this international break with, in my opinion, two results which could have been better and could have been handled better. We're coming into yet another international break, which, by the way, I did not remember so many international breaks. We break up every 3 game weeks nowadays. What is this? It's a massive game for Italy. In fact, I'll be heading to the stadium on Friday, so maybe I will also film a stadium vlog. It's gonna be interesting. But it's a massive game for Italy. But at the same time, I also don't want Roma to not play, because weekends without Roma or poor weekends. Um, and moving into this international break, we are now 1/3 into this season, and it's been a crazy season in a sense that a lot of teams in this tournament have disappointed. There are a lot, and this is the reason why, apart from Inter and Juventus, who always kept a consistent path from game week 1 to game week 12 yesterday, there are a lot of teams which have made this Serie A edition very and extremely competitive. Because apart from Inter and Juventus, there hasn't been a standout team. Roma and Lazio have disappointed. Milan has disappointed. Napoli has extremely disappointed. There have been massive surprises under the names of Fiorentina, Bologna. I'd even say Frosinone has been a surprise. There have been some teams which I was expecting to be that bad, like Salernitana or like Udinese. It's been a crazy one. It's been an extremely hard one to predict, and obviously it's a very open one. Anything can happen, and the table shows this, because we haven't been amazing, but yet we're 3 points from top four, which is obviously it opens up a massive spectrum of light. Um, but yeah, look, um, as you can read from today's title, it would be a mistake not to call this next period hell. After this international break, we have got hell coming our way. And I've already mentioned this a few times, but we have got one of the worst calendars that the Serie A organization could have come up with. Again, we could argue that's done on purpose because they hate Mourinho and all of that, but we're not going to get into that. But our calendar is just the equivalent of Dante Alighieri's purgatory, or let's call it even worse, hell. I'm going to read you our calendar. After the international break, we've got Udinese, and that's fine. Udinese have been terrible up to now. We can only win that game, and I can only see one result in that game. But after that Udinese game, sorry, let me just get the. After that Udinese game, Serie A game weeks. After that Udinese game, we've got. I mean, it's hell. It's hell. I'm not gonna repeat this again, but it genuinely is hell. I can't find a picture of the calendar. I don't know why it's not loading. But we've got Fiorentina, Sassuolo away. We've got Napoli, we've got Juventus, we've got Bologna, we've got Fiorentina already mentioned, we've got all of the Atalanta away. We have got all of these teams that we have to face from when the international break is over, so in 2 weekends, and a few days after Christmas. So in 1 month and a half, not even 1 month and a half, in 1 month, we need to face 70% of the teams which are ahead of us in the league right now, and also the Europa League teams. Something which, if we had played with a little bit more concentration on Thursday, we could have avoided. But we were idiots, and we deserve this. We fully deserve this, because when you play such a game in the Europa League, in the Czech Republic, you deserve this. So we can't even rotate players in Europa League now, because we have to try and get first. You know, I've already said how not getting first in that Europa League group stage, in my opinion, would be brutal. I mean, come on. We're coming from a Europa League final, and we are having difficulties in getting first in a group stage with Slavia Prague, Servette, who the last game they won the Europa League was their first win in Europe in their history, and Sheriff Tiraspol, who, self-explanatory. We need to get first, but again, are we gonna get first? The only way we get first is if Slavia Prague mess up, or if we win both 2 games and we score a lot of goals. That's easy. If we keep playing like this and not scoring many goals and all of that, we won't get first. And not getting first means playing 2 extra games, playing against Champions League knockouts, and ultimately putting in yourself unnecessary fatigue, which with a little bit, because all we needed on Thursday was a little bit more concentration, not much. You know, I wasn't asking for a masterclass on Thursday, because we've seen it 2 weeks ago. You don't need a masterclass to beat Slavia Prague. You just need a bit of determination, bit of concentration, and a little bit of a game plan. And when you mix all of these 3 up, not large quantities of them, but if you mix just a little bit of each one, we would have won against Slavia Prague. And it doesn't take a genius to say that. But now Slavia Prague are first, so we have to continue fighting in that Europa League front. And in the league, as I said, I mean, the calendar in the league, oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a juicy period. We've got a juicy period in this area from now until, from next week to when Christmas. Prepare that turkey the 25th, because trust me, we will need it. If we get to the 26th of December without having a heart failure, trust me, that's the best Christmas present you would have ever asked for. Yeah, it's very simple. Our calendar is very tough, which is a problem. It is a problem, because we have a lot of difficulties away from home, and that's number 1. And number 2, we have extreme difficulties against big teams. And, you know, we're playing against Bologna, we're playing away from home. And this season, away from home, from that Torino game in April 2022 to November 2022, no, from April 2023 to November 2023, Roma has only won 2 games away from home in the league. and that's Cagliari a few weeks ago and Torino in April. And we need to play against Bologna away, Sassuolo away, Atalanta away, Napoli away, Juventus away. Adding on to that, the fact that we never turn up in these games, it could get horrid. Trust me when I say it could get horrid to watch. But we got to go through it. It obviously means that we have the big teams now, which hopefully means that by February, March, and April, we can have some easier games, or at least we can have well distributed games. But yeah, look, we've got time to prepare for that. I'm not trying to scare you here. By the way, thank you for everybody in the chat who's congratulating for the 10K. Thanks. Another thing which we have to speak about today, because I feel like we have to speak about this, is January transfer window. Again, long way to go, but we have to pre-plan, because if we don't pre-plan, we will end up signing the same exact type of signings as we did this summer. And there just needs to be a step up on the pitch, yes, and on the results front, but there needs to be a massive step up behind the scenes as well. Behind the scenes, it feels like to me, behind the scenes, everybody's taking a sleep. I don't know what it is, but I feel like behind Mourinho and behind the team, everybody's napping. Nobody speaks. I've already mentioned how, the season has been planned terribly. The transfer window is resulting into an utter failure apart from Lukaku. Nobody ever speaks other than Mourinho. Are we sleeping? Or is everything fine behind there? Hello? Can you watch us? Because the impression that Pinto or CEO or ownerships and all of that gives to me is that they're sleeping. That they're just sleeping because a serious team should already be planning the January transfer window. And seeing the fact that yes, it's far away, but it's not miles away. In a few months it's going to be January, and a few months ago it was September. A few months ago we lost against Milan. Feels like yesterday. And a few months it will be Christmas. But the thing is, what do we need in this January window is very important. Defense. Number one, we need to the 1st of January, the second that January window opens, I want to see a new defender coming in. Because if we don't do that, that's another evidence to me that they're sleeping behind those scenes, behind those doors. Because a serious general director and a serious ownership will understand that Ndika is going to leave for AFCON. Smalling, let's call him dead because we don't have news. Kumbula, of course, he'll be back, but he's coming from an ACL tear. And Kumbula wasn't amazing before that injury. I can only imagine what he'll be after that injury. No offense to him. So we need to get a defender soon. Look, I'm not even exaggerating when I say that the 1st of January we need to have a defender. Because we've seen how long it takes for a new defender to adapt into our 3 defense system. Ndika is still adapting, and he arrived in July. We need a defender the second that transfer window opens up. To be honest with you, I don't even care who it is. Just get somebody. Names that I would make, I could make a few, but I'm not the one who chooses. If I could pick one, I would go for Dragusin, the Genoa defender. Romanian, he's got that long hair, absolute dragon. Get him. Surely he won't cost much. Question is whether Genoa will sell him now. But, Defense-wise, we need a defender, and I'd also say we need a left back. But that's not the priority. I'd rather we focus on centre backs. And in January, we can't expect many signings. I expect two, maximum three signings. But three signings only if we get things going. And I actually argue that we need somebody to place in between Pellegrini and Dybala. Because, look, ladies and gentlemen, Dybala's unbelievable. Dybala's the best player in this team. And again, I'm sure everybody will agree on this. But Dybala's scoring way less this season. Dybala's creating way less chances this season. And ultimately, I don't know why, but it looks to me like Dybala's switched off. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's that comment on Juventus that Roma fans didn't digest, which made... I don't know what it is, but Dybala doesn't look like last season's Dybala. And Pellegrini, on the other side, is always injured. He's never played a game this year. So I would put a player in between Dybala and Pellegrini. The player, again, which I would choose is a general player. It's Albert Goodmanson. It won't happen in January. In fact, he's about to sign his contract with Genoa to extend, so it can only be something to do in the summer. But apparently Matteo Moretto has said that, he's that Fabrizio Romano's colleague, has said that Roma are one of the most interested teams in him, as well as Spurs. He would be top, but that's not going to happen in January. Yeah. Because another reason that player could have been Renato Sanchez, but Renato Sanchez is turning out to be a flop. And just like many other signings are turning out to be flops. A war, at time of speaking, is turning to be a flop. Christensen is, at time of speaking, turning out to be a flop. Again, they've got time. They came here 4 months ago, 5 months ago, which isn't, it's quite a lot of time. And the fact that they still aren't in this and have adapted to this team is a bit worrying. But look, they will need time. But apart from Lukaku, can you imagine we hadn't signed Lukaku? Can we all imagine our transfer window if we hadn't signed Lukaku? Paredes has been good, but Paredes is inconsistent to me. With that being said, we need new reinforcements in January, no doubt, and we need them quick. Christensen at centre back, sorry, defender. Simon, haven't you read that script? Don't make me read that script. Don't make me read that script. Don't make me read that script. Surely that can be the plan. Surely it can't. Well, I always ask myself, where is Smalling? They poison him. What? Apparently, I've woken up today, and I was reading how Smalling is going to miss games after this international break too. I mean, what happened to him? Because nobody ever spoke about it. Oh God, man, these injuries, ladies and gentlemen, ruin of this club. We can't beat a single big team. I don't see us going places like this. I don't know why, but Dybala doesn't shoot anymore. Look, I have to agree. Things need to change in big games. I've been saying this for the past month. We need to start bringing our good momentum of the little games, middle team games, into big games. Because, look, let's face it. The only reason we are 3 points from top 4 is because Milan and Napoli have been terrible. And Lazio has been terrible too. Let's be honest. If Napoli and Milan, adding on to Inter and Juventus, which are on a different planet, but if Napoli and Milan were the same teams that played last season, then we would be 10 points from top 4 at time of speaking. The only reason why we're 3 points is because everybody has been terrible, apart from Inter and Juventus. And everybody has been terrible in their own ways. Napoli, mess. Mess. How can you go from winning a league title to sacking a new manager after 4 months? To me is a mystery. But yeah, apparently it's going to be Tudor next. I am going to film. I want to film a fan podcast about the Napoli thing and the discussion. So I'm not going to say much about it. And before saying and even giving my opinions on that Napoli front, I want to see who their next manager is. It's 99% going to be Tudor, but I want to confirm it because Napoli sacking their manager after 4 months and getting Tudor as a replacement is an advertisement for teams like Roma not to sack their manager until the end of the season. The Napoli thing is like a display to anyone who's thinking of sacking a manager in the season. And this is to all those people who say that I want Mourinho out. No, I'm the first one to say we can't sack a manager now. Look at Napoli's trauma. They're managerless. They're gonna get a manager, but at time of speaking, they are managerless. How can that bring good benefits? We need to keep Mourinho until the end of the season. We either extend him or end the season with him. It's as simple as that. We can't sack managers now. It's a mess. And just as you're seeing from the Napoli situation, if you sack managers now, look what happens. You get Tudor or Mazzarri as replacements because nobody gets teams in the middle of the season. So either extend Jose and we continue with him. Apart from the tactic problem, I don't have a problem with him. I love him. European-wise, he's giving me goosebumps. His game plan is shit, and I will say that. But I don't have a problem. If we extend Mourinho tomorrow, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. But I need to know what this club has in mind. If it's extending him, fine, do it. Or if it's ending the season with him. But we need to decide what we're doing. Because once again, we are getting the drawbacks of starting a season with a manager's contract ending. And I've repeated this so much, but it's the base of why Roma has been disappointing at this season. Anyways, I'm going to catch you tomorrow. He went vegan. Hopefully they don't sack Garcia too soon. I would have liked to win against them. Yeah, he's gone, mate. He's gone to Nice today, apparently. Yeah, so he's gone Viola. I'm gonna catch you soon. Smash like, subscribe. Thank you again for 10,000 subscribers. It literally means the world. Keep subscribing. Keep liking this video. It takes 0 time. It doesn't affect you guys, and it really gives a lot to this channel. So smash the like, click the red button, click the bell notification button too, and I'll talk to you soon. See you out. I hope you enjoyed this talk. Talk to you soon.